finally got off of Tutorial Island. Start looking around, you see another person beside you, and they have a small horse. You're confused on what? You click on it. You see a Clydesdale/Frisian foal. You're confused on what the heck that is, so you decide to continue on your way. You don't see anything around you until a blue building pops up. You decide to run over to it, and the doors are closed. So, you walk up to the doors, and you see an open button. You hit it, and it slides open. You see some other people inside, along with some small horses. You think that's expensive, so you decide to not buy any. You see a really cool looking horse, so you click on it. An Arabian /Andy and Illusion it says. You're confused on what the heck that one is, so you continue, and you see another cool horse called Napaloosa. You think it looks really cool, so you continue. You think this person is who is giving out the horses, but then they say, select a mare. You only have a mare, so you click on it. And it says that you need to give it 25 hearts. You're confused on what the 25 hearts is, so you just continue. You decide to follow this path, and it brings you to this. You're confused on what this is, so you walk up to it, and it's more horses. You see how expensive that one at the very end is. You're confused on why it's so expensive. And then you see a weird stat called purebred. Confused on what that part is, so you decide to move along. You see another person swinging something in their hand. You just move on with that. You see some cool carts, and then all of a sudden they reset. You're confused on what happened, but you look at them, and you are shocked at how people can afford this. Continue moving along, and you see another person. You see what they want. You click on them and see two things. You hit sell, and you notice that you can sell your horse. You look at it, and it's not worth that much, so you just keep it. You see another person. You see what they want. You talk to them. They want you to bring out their horse, and then you see all of these weird things. One of these things says train to max. You hit yes, and then it says you don't have any training vouchers. You are confused on what a training voucher is, so you just ignore that and move on from him. You see a horse in the distance you want to catch, but you rather explore right now. You see someone with a farm shop. You're confused on what a farm shop is. And you're like, do you plant things in these? You decide to click on one, and you can harvest it. You get some resources. You collect up those resources and continue moving along. You see someone looking at this. You aren't really sure what they're doing, so you see what they're doing. Click on it as well, and you see 3 things. You're confused about why the light green dye costs Robux when the other 2 don't. You continue moving along because you can't afford anything. You see some accessories. So you click on it, and it brings you to her. Click on everything. You're confused on why a daisy crown is 49. You think everything is very expensive. So you just move on. Then you see this weird little map thing. You click on it, and you are shocked by how big the island is. You see something that says quest on it, so you decide to head that way. You hit the sprint button on your horse, but after a few seconds, it needs to recharge, and you realize how slow your horse is. After a painstaking journey up this hill, you notice that there's a shortcut, and that you don't really need to take the path. So, you head up. You hear a waterfall rumble in the distance. You decide to talk to him and he gives you a quest. Bumpy Beach. You're confused on what that is, but decide to head down towards the waterfall, and you see a little dock. You start walking past when you see the words Bumpy Beach. So, you click on it. It says ready, and you're confused on what the heck is happening. But you see this button. You sprint into the first one, and then you're like, oh, it's some sort of race. Let's go. You start heading up, and all of a sudden your horse is slow again. So, when you're able to, you hit the gate button again. You continue your way up this hill, passing all of these hoops. And as you are continuing on, you see another button pop up, and you're like, what the heck is a quarter horse? You look at the map and realize you're very close, so you decide to leave and quit the race by the looks of it. And you run over and start catching. You don't have a very good lasso, so you can't really do much. Until someone with a different lasso comes along. It's all shiny and glowy. And their lasso seems to be doing a heck of a lot more than yours. As you're chasing the horses, you realize that this is taking way too long. You are confused about how the heck people can do this when they don't really have good lassos. You continue chasing after your horse, the horse that you want, when you notice another one that's closer. You start chasing after that one. All of a sudden, it sprints away and you can't keep up. You decide to continue running after it. Then, you see one with a very pretty white tail. So, you go after that. You realize that you did the entire thing yourself. You look at what horses you got. You only got 3. Huh. 3 different ones. You decide to head back over to what you saw earlier, to that person that you saw earlier that said that you could sell things to him. You hit the sell, you click on all of your horses, except ones that you want to keep, and you get money. You're shocked, because those 4 horses just landed you a $900 paycheck. You're very happy, and then you notice that your horse has a weird thing on it. You notice that you have the tool in your equipment, so you bring it out, and all of a sudden your horse gets some hearts. You see another odd horse, so you decide to go after a person. It looks very big and it's all green. You decide to follow them. Your horse is a lot faster, so you can't keep up. You see another person. They have one of those weird ones that you saw earlier, but different colors. Then you see someone riding a similar horse to you. You see so many people riding these different carts, and you are shocked that people actually can buy them and afford them. You see so many different colors, so you see if you can craft one yourself. You hit craft, you scroll, and you see vehicles. You find that you can craft a cart. You realize you need more wood, so you start gathering more wood. After you gather enough, that's when you can craft one. Once you've crafted your cart, you try and attach it to your horse. But you need something called a harness. You see how much the harness is, and you are shocked that people can afford that. So, you decide to move on with your day. Then you see this latest update thing. You start reading it, and you see another thing that says level 500, and you're like, is that a max level? You see someone who is level 11 and you are confused. How did they level up so fast? You decide to log off for the day because you're getting so confused. You see that glowy horse again, and you decide to see what type of horse it is. But they're so fast that you can't run after them. You finally get to click on it. It says Clydesdale, and it says a clover white coat, long shamrock green mane, and long shamrock green tail. You're confused on what one of those is, and you question if you can still catch it. Looks like a very pretty horse, but you've had enough for the day, so you decide to log off. You question if you'll be on the same island, but you can't really think too much about it because it's quite late, and finally, you log off.